Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. This is Life in Denver, and today we are covering one of my personal favorite new build communities outside of Sterling Ranch, of course. We're looking at Terra over in Lakewood. So Terra is actually situated like Lakewood, Morrison, kind of right on the line.
That's why he likes it, because it's his neighbor, but he wasn't able to get there quite yet, but
Terra is very similar to Sterling Ranch in the sense that it has some incredible mountain views. Yeah. The one thing I will say is, and it definitely has a big leg up here on Sterling Ranch, is the proximity. So being close to Morrison, I always like starting location for you guys is, it's very, very nice situated going along I-70 if you're trying to get to the mountains. It's a good 20-30 minutes, just frankly in a better position than Sterling Ranch is. So it's a big win. And we've highlighted Bear Creek Lake Park, if you know where that is, in some of our other videos. That's literally right below. You have Red Rocks Ranch right over there as well. So a lot of fun local activities here around Terra. So that is why we want to highlight it. So with that being said, let's jump into things. Terra. All right, so we're over here comparing Terra to Sterling Ranch. I figured this is a good pivot for that for you guys. To give you guys some context as far as when was Terra started as a community, what does the size look like and all of that. Terra is about coming up on 20 years old now, so it's gonna be a lot more developed than say like a Sterling Ranch or some of these other ones we compare to, like the Canyons over in Castle Pines, another one. The reason I wanna say that is, one of the biggest knocks on new build communities is, oh, there's not mature landscaping, it's still coming up and whatever. And that is true to a certain extent. Like, you will find certain parts of this neighborhood do still feel new in the sense of a new build, but you are seeing some more developed trees just because it's been there for close to 20 years now. And just the overall size of the community and some of the finishings of it, they've been around for a while. So it's a more complete feel to it than a lot of these other new builds where you'll still see like, the dumpster over there on the street or, the porta-john or whatever it is. Like, it just feels like it's truly under construction. Terra, not so much. It's going to be literally like more than 10x the size of Sterling Ranch as far as how many homes have already been built and established. So it is going to have more of an established feel to it. So it's a nice pivot. It's a nice blend of, yes, it is, somewhat considered a new build community still. However, it's going to have some of those attributes of a more established community. So if that's one of your biggest complaints, like, hey, I do want a new home or I want a newer area per se, but I don't want all the stuff that comes along with that, Terra is kind of a nice blend of both. So just to give you guys some context as far as what does the community feel like, it is a bit of a different vibe from your traditional new build that we show you guys a lot.
Yeah, and it is very interesting in the sense of, like Joe's mentioning Sterling Ranch, and you'll see a lot of the homes look very similar in sense of, I want to say cookie cutter, sorry, but
they're interesting though, because they're almost like Spanish style with the roofs and everything. They're different.
In Terra, that's what I was going to mention, is that versus Sterling Ranch, we're talking it's a little bit more cookie cutter.
It is,
Terra, they do look like similar, but because I feel like it's been a while since they've been developed, every home has kind of got its own little character. So you'll see like they're very similar in build and like the type of materials used, but every house looks different.
Different from other communities though.
Different, yes, exactly. Or even within themselves, like some of the neighbors look different. They decided to decorate it different. It's just been around for so long and done some turns in terms of who's living there that I feel like it does look more like an established neighborhood versus like, just cement and some mulch or some grass. It actually looks like, a little
There's
community.
Some character to it. There is some character to it.
Yeah,
and it's interesting in the sense of what you do find, like Monique's calling out, there is a lot of cookie cutter feel to any state's new builds, frankly. Right. This feels different in the sense of it's more of like a Spanish style home, like a stucco exterior. And it's just interesting because you don't really find that in most of the new builds out here. Most of them feel like a very traditional modern style home that you don't find in that community. So it's different, definitely different. The other thing to really say that's cool about this place is a lot of their trails and just what they have set up in this neighborhood, it feels just more well thought out than some of these other places. You can tell the landscape feeds very nicely into the trails. You're kind of climbing an incline up into the mountains, and it's got a very cool feel to it, frankly, as opposed to a lot of these other places are kind of just on flat, there's no elevation change to the neighborhood. It doesn't have that cool views.
Are you getting into cycling? Are you going to start cycling?
Oh Lord, I wouldn't be cycling Terra. That'd be deadly for me. Cardio is not my friend. The other thing I will say though is their pool area and just their whole community center as well, called the Retreat. This is a really cool spot because it's like an infinity pool that overlooks the mountain views. I forced Monique to get in there and get some footage for you, so you'll see what that looks like. They don't allow you in if you're not a resident, Monique, She made some friends in there. She got in there for us. But man, I got to show you the view from that place and just the cool panoramic view it has of like the whole mountainside all around it. Really, really a cool spot to come spend some time on the weekend, let your kids go swimming in the swimming pool. Just a really nice feel there as far as just a family feel and a good communal feel in that neighborhood.
Right. One of the cool things too is if you're not necessarily looking to get in the pool and you want to take out like some type of motor sport, or you want to get out and actually like have a picnic outside of the community, it's very close to Beaver Creek?
Bear Creek.
Beaver Creek.
She's trying to go snowboard up at Beaver Creek in the mountains.
Yeah, exactly. here we are.
That's one of the Vail Mountains.
No, you can tell who spends their time vacationing, right? Joe. He knows the name of all the good spots.
Hey, you know.
It's one of the popular places for a lot of the motorsports, like to get out on the water, or if you want to get away from home and take the kids outside of the pool area. Definitely a great option. It's literally what, like 5-minute drive?
Yeah, it's right at the bottom of the hill. And this is the one we've highlighted too that has the two different variations. So you have one for motorized sporting and boating and all that. Of course I do. I spend a lot of time there in the summers. And then you got a different lake that's going to be your paddle boarding and your kayaking and swimming and all that. So you're not getting that runoff from the boats and everything. It's a really nice setup overall. Bear Creek is quite the find. And then of course, right next to all that as well, not 5 minutes, but 10, 15, you can have Red Rocks Amphitheater as well. So if you want to go see a show on the weekend or whatever.
Even a movie during the summertime.
Or do yoga on the rocks.
Yoga on the rocks, definitely a popular, popular place. A lot of times too, like the concerts, or we've had comedians come out and do shows there too. So there's always something to do if you're concerned about that. And if you are looking to get downtown or do something downtown, one of the cool things is Solterra is close to C470. So you could definitely catch the highway and get to downtown Denver within 25 minutes to get dinner, maybe 30 depending on traffic. You can grab dinner, grab a bite, and it's close access. You're not driving 20 minutes north like you would in Sterling to get access to I-25 or get access to the main highways to take you, east if you're looking to get down to downtown Denver, or even catch, the freeways to go into high country. I like to call it high country, leave me alone, get into the mountains, snowboard,
Monique's just making up names at this point.
There you go. So definitely a great option in terms of locations and what to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we called this out in another video for you guys as well when we were highlighting, Lakewood specifically, but Belmar is a really cool place to come check out as well. Their little downtown area. Lakewood doesn't have a true downtown, but Belmar is kind of it. You have access to that over there living in Solterra as well. So realistically, there's a lot of fun stuff to do in that local area to where, yeah, maybe, you're 25 minutes to the city and whatnot, but I mean, you can enjoy Lakewood for all it has to offer, and you're jumping on I-70 and going to the mountains most likely. So really, bang for buck, location-wise, this is a really good one. I love Solterra. I love Golden. You see me in other videos talking about that as well. They're all kind of in that same nestled area, a really, really pretty part of the metro.
Guys, and do remember that Joe and I are licensed realtors here in the state of Colorado, and we love exploring new areas and talking to our clients, but we would also love to help with any real estate needs you may have. Feel free to contact us at the information on your screen. Joe can definitely give you some pointers.
It's the only way I get Monique out and about anymore. She's got to do a video.
Definitely, exactly. Or he could tell you where to go play golf. He'll let you know all that stuff. But if it's cycling or hiking, he may not be your guy, but any of the other stuff, definitely,
I just don't cycle. Come on.
Definitely, can give you some pointers in terms of activities. If you want to go downtown, he also big fan of ice cream and all that stuff. So definitely living.
I'll get you guys the activity guide set up. Get you a nice little PDF file sent your way. Not a problem at all.
To get you into your home. So definitely.
Monique does the boring paperwork.
Yeah, thanks.
But I'll do the fun stuff with you guys. All right, so we're saying how much we love Solterra. I always like to then lead into the price point for you guys.
How much is it going to cost?
Yeah, what's it going to cost, right? So Solterra, it is a little bit pricier, but it's not like golden prices or as bad as some of the true stuff, because as you're kind of on that Lakewood Morrison line, it's still a little bit more reasonable. It is going to be a little bit of a premium to say Sterling Ranch, or even on the canyons, frankly, I would say by a little bit. But it's really not bad. You're seeing a lot of townhomes in the 6s or so. You're seeing some entry-level single families in the high 6s, low 7s. So reasonable, but I will say it easily gets up to that $1 million plus price point as soon as you start getting into the bigger homes, the bigger lots, and all of that fun stuff. So again, if you are looking for luxury living on the west side, Solterra is frankly a very good selection to choose from. But not to say you can't get in, well below the $1 million price point as well. We were actually looking at a house for a client earlier around the high 8s. We'll actually pop that in here for you guys. Actually, a house that was $890 price point. Very, very nice home. So definitely below that 7-figure price point, and plenty of space overall.
Modern finishes. The kitchen was really nice. Open floor plan. So when you walk in, you get to see the kitchen, the living room, and the dog crates. Because if you live in Colorado, you have to have
nice finished basement as well.
Nice finished basement. Yeah. So definitely great space for your family, or if you're looking to have your own space and also have kind of the modern luxury feels that you're looking for something nice and you want to be in the outskirts of the city. So definitely a great option.
Absolutely, yeah. So I mean, overall, definitely a lot of options there still to choose from. It's just a matter of, again, what's your price point and what are you looking to spend? If you really do want to be on that west side, Solterra is frankly top 3 choices as far as neighborhoods to choose from. So realistically, a really good find. Another thing to call out for you guys though, as far as this area, we've called out how it's a little bit further from downtown, and it is a little bit more in the mountains per se than some of the other suburbs may feel like. You do want a car if you're going to be living in Solterra, just because if you're going downtown for work, there's not light rail access station in that area. If you're going to the mountains, obviously you want a car, and it would just be convenient. The other thing I will call out though, with that being said, is being that close to the mountains, again, we've talked about on the west side, a little bit more inclement weather for you guys as well. So you will get some more snowfall in the Solterra area than you would, say, downtown Denver, for example, just as a reference point. Not to say that's the worst thing in the world, that it's beautiful when it does fall there because you have the mountains literally from your backyard, but it will be a little more inclement. So again, definitely want a vehicle and probably want something with 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive or something of the sort, just because it will make your life much less stressful. No one elk driving out there in the mountains, so always looking out for you guys on that front as well.
Per usual, since I am the mom, I am going to go ahead and talk about schools. So Terra is serviced by Jefferson County Schools. So definitely a great option and within the top 5 of school districts within the Denver Metro. High school, more than likely going to go to Green Mountain Ranch, which is a popular high school that services a lot of that area. One of the cool things too about that community is it is, a lot of people talk about how it is a close-knit community. A lot of the kids play together and know each other. And so definitely a great option if you are looking to move within the Denver Metro with children. So definitely something worth checking out.
Definitely worth checking out, and definitely not to say you can't find a lot of private schools there on the west side as well. We call it out as well. There's STEM schools all over the place. So if you don't want to do difficult schools, you can always find something private in the area as well. So a lot of definitely, good options all throughout the state here. Colorado really does have a lot of pride in their schools. Overall, US as a whole, Colorado does rank above the norm. However, everything's going to be a little bit different. All different parts of the city, all different parts of the metro, all different options. So Solterra schools though, definitely up there as some of the best.
Guys, and as much as Joe and I love making these videos for you, we would love to help with any real estate needs you may need. Please feel free to reach out at the information on your screen. We are the ones that answer the phone calls, texts, emails, whatever the case may be. So we look forward to catching you on the next one.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.